All right, everyone. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. Again, your hosts, David Washington and Frank DeToma. We're back at it. And Orange County swiftly terminated its contract with lobbying giant GrayRobinson due to conflicts of interest, revealing a lobbyist's role in conflicting legislation. Mayor Demings cited loss of confidence, rejecting the firm's apology. The scandal involved lobbyist Chris Carmody drafting a bill against the county's interests, triggering questions about ethical representation and political influence. Frank and I are continuing our conversation from the David Washington show earlier this week. So please join us for You Can't Make This Shit Up. Let's go. Frank, wow, the mayor has moved very quickly. What is
he has? I think that as we mentioned in our previous episode, this is the shot across the bow. And as I said, nothing's going to change until something changes. So here's the change. Yeah, wow. I did not expect the single most powerful law firm, one of the most powerful lobbyists in the area, to be so quickly and summarily dismissed. Yeah. It's not going to hurt GrayRobinson in the long run, but I think it's definitely punishment, or at least eye-opening of possibly the dual conflict there. It's not just transparency, ethical considerations there. You had two clients that were in conflict with each other, rather than just either recusing himself, not touching it, jumped right into it. So not the smartest move by the lobbyist. However, he'll be okay. He'll be okay, and GrayRobinson will be okay. But it may put it may make the lines a little clearer now between the political realities in town, the political playing field, where GrayRobinson can probably a little bit easier. They find themselves in an easier position to recruit candidates, maybe more on the other side, and not worry about offending or having to play both sides of the political aisle here in largely blue Orange County. They can recruit their Republican candidates, as they, I'm sure, are more wont to do.
Exactly. And this contract that GrayRobinson has with the county was for $72,000 annually, and effective March 15th, the contract is terminated. Mm-hmm. You're right. Dean Cannon, the CEO, president of GrayRobinson, former speaker of the Florida House of Representatives, very influential, tried to apologize, was hoping that the county would forgive its lobbyist transgressions. However, Mayor Demings like, we lost faith. And is this a loss, a big loss for GrayRobinson? It's a hit to their reputation, as you stated. It's a hit. However, GrayRobinson being as influential throughout the state, particularly Central Florida, they're no loss for any type of clientele or influence in the community.
No, not at all. And Chris Carmody will live and lives to fight another day. And as I mentioned in the last show, I have utmost respect for him. It was just a dumb move, and it all came to play. But the mayor had to move. A lot of kudos to Commissioner Uribe to hold the rest of the county commission to task and really keep this argument going. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, the crux of it is Visit Orlando. It's a lot of money. So whatever the lobbyists did, or what Linda Stewart did, you have to think this is $100 million plus entity. More money than we said than the state of Florida allots to Visit Florida, the state agency. Visit Orlando has a larger budget. Whether it's transparent or not, we'll see what happens with Comptroller Phil Diamond's audit that has been ordered. Sure. Can certainly go to his website, like he said, and see what's going on. I did that. I tried to look at some of the expenses, and they're posted. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a forensic accountant, so I got to leave it to the comptroller. But it's a huge budget. So when there's that much money, there's a lot of hands in the kitty, a lot of hands in the bucket, and that's really what they're trying to protect. I don't care if it was GrayRobinson, if it was another law firm, if it was another state senator. There's a lot of money. There's vested interests, and so that is what needs to be changed. And there are a couple on the county commission that are pushing that. One of the local media writers has been saying this for years. Go around town, drive around town, see what's happening, see what's missing, and where the money is being appropriated. It does raise some flags. So I think it's all well and good that this is happening. Sorry, some of the players have been affected, but whether it was me, them, or not, the real issue is Visit Orlando's massive, almost inexplicably large budget and where they're spending the money and why so many people want to protect it.
Correct. This Senate bill 1594 that Chris had written and sponsored by Senator Linda Stewart was hoping to, well, Stewart said that the bill is now dead, but accomplished its purpose because Orange County did not cut Visit Orlando's subsidy as deeply as it had been contemplating. So from, I guess, our point of view, this was a shot across the bow, a warning to the commissioners and the mayor not to touch its funding. But this legislation, to what ends does it really resolve? Now we have a relationship between Democrats, between GrayRobinson, that's a little bit contentious now. Was this worth the trouble that it's caused?
Interesting question. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but I really don't think that is the crux. But it does clear, as I said before, it does clear the battle lines, the political landscape. So if that is the result, then it's a good thing. It's a good thing, David.
Mm-hmm. And I'm always looking at the political landscape, and for me, the political end game. And it is no secret that Senator Stewart is considering running for County Commission District 3, Commissioner Uribe's seat. And it's a not so well kept secret in the community. Right. And I just see this as the senator shooting herself in the foot, because from the perspective of the people, her own community, who see that Visit Orlando could be doing a little bit more, or at least that budget could be doing a little bit more in the community. This is something, the cuts are very popular with the people. And this screams, the senator's action screams that she favors big business, big tourism over the little guy. And politically, I'm scratching my head trying to figure out what was the end game here. And I'm sure it has definitely made relationships a little bit more tense.
Right. And has drawn the battle lines between the current incumbent in District 3 and the recurring candidate, Linda Stewart. She was there beforehand and did an admirable job, and she is on the right side of the issues that you and I care about, on the social issues, the meta issues. But I think what her short-term game was, and I'm not going to just analyzing it, not speaking for her, but obviously contributions from big tourism. All the commissions get some contributions. There's no secret about that. Correct. But this is because it was such a potentially financially egregious hit on on Visit Orlando goes up to 30% budget, is what I think was originally proposed. Yeah, the vested interests, those special interests would have been adversely affected. Would it have affected tourists coming here? No. The 70 million that come here? No.
Right.
But it would affect all the contracts and the favoritism, and hopefully that's going to come out with Comptroller Phil Diamond's audit. But it was money that looking for political contributions and support in what's going to be a old versus new campaign for District 3. The district has changed a lot. It's not as white as it was.
Correct.
And I'm afraid that Linda Stewart, I'm not one to think about going backwards, always looking forward. You were state rep, state senator, you were county commissioner. Why are you going back to the county commission? I mean, obviously the county pensions are better than the state pension, but aren't you old enough to hang it up or become a lobbyist for who you were carrying water for, whether it's Disney or Visit Orlando or GrayRobinson? Is there an opening there?
Exactly, Frank.
In one of those three entities? Sorry, Senator Stewart, but move on.
And
go forward. Don't go backwards.
Agreed. I agree with you. And the Democrats need to build a bench. And when you look at the current delegation, senatorial delegation for Orange County, you have Senator Thompson, you have Senator Torres, and Senator Stewart. And they're much older, much more mature. And what the Democrats really need is to build a bench. They need to bring in new life, new blood into the party. And I agree. The center has served us so well. And the district has changed. And with Commissioner Uribe's advocacy in this particular issue with Visit Orlando shows that she's committed to doing what's best for her community. And if Stewart wants to challenge her, she has every right. However, the Democrats, they need new blood. They need an infusion of youth, of new ideas, and they have it. It's just that cultivating it is another story. Again, this issue with the tourism dollars, the tourism tax district, Visit Orlando is not going to go away. There are always going to be more and more issues that come up with using those funds. I'm hoping that what's happening in the charter review, for instance, will give voters the opportunity to see where these things will move, where they will hopefully benefit the community if certain ordinances and legislation passes during the next election.
Well, that's also, we're going to have to make sure that we have the new Representative Tom Keene. I don't know if he's ever been approached about this subject and potentially changing the law. I mean, the proposed bill that was written and submitted by Senator Stewart was that there needed to be a super majority of the county commission to change Visit Orlando's budget appropriation.
Yes.
Not good. So we need to, they know that the law is what's protecting them. So the law needs to be changed in the right direction. I mean, right, not philosophically, but right morally and ethically, that is going to benefit, as you said, the constituency in not just District 3, but countywide. And we're talking about lots of money. And just, 15, 20, $30 million into some of these, into the housing trust fund, into renters assistance. I mean, that would go such a long way and have a better bang for the buck, a quality of life issue here that would encourage people to come down here to relocate and work here rather than just come spend a few dollars as tourists, leave, and to heck with the detritus that's left behind. Yes. So, I feel good things are going to happen out of this. I really do. I'm optimistic. I just think that in going back to the party bench, that's been a problem for decades here in Orange County. And just the fact that people don't know when it's time to move on, or we keep rehashing the old war horses. I'm not going to say horses, probably the war nags, and the war nags to run again, whether it's for governor or commission or state representative,
Right.
state senator. Again, not belittling anything that they've done or didn't do that they didn't do that needs to be acknowledged, but change is good. Change is good. Progress is good. Whether it's somebody from the left, somebody from the right, just some ideas to change, mix things up, and have these discussions like you have on this show, like you have on your other podcasts. Like there's a few talk shows, but most of it is just noise and not provocative or insightful conversation. Certainly not going to get that on social media. So I'm glad that there is a forum like this, David.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Frank. I know in closing, I just want to say that this was an excellent opportunity for the public to see how the sausage is made. See a little insight how sometimes see how our legislation is put together, to see the process from the political, our point of view. We've seen this before. We know this, but the public, this is a part of their civic engagement. This is a learning moment for them. And I think it was a lesson that should be repeated and discussed. Kudos to Mayor Demings to be very decisive in making this call. And not waiting until negotiations were to occur later this spring. But this was definitely a civic education for the public, and hopefully this will be discussed a little bit more and maybe encourage civic engagement by the public.
Correct. Absolutely. Sausage can be a messy thing.
Oh yes, indeed, especially when it comes to politics. This has been great, Frank. I really appreciate you appearing on You Can't Make This Shit Up. Again, thank you for appearing on the David Washington Show. I know that our team is going to be discussing this more and more and more, especially as the legislative session is coming to an end in a couple of weeks, and the election cycle is definitely gearing up. Love to have you again on our shows. And where can people find you on the internet?
They can find me on the internet. Frank DiToma. I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, based out of Winter Park. So that's the best place that can reach me.
Excellent.
Any
thank you.
Comments,
Frank.
Questions? Sure. Again, thank you. Have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you. And everyone, thank you for tuning in, listening, watching. You are our community, and we want to hear from you. Please like, share, and definitely comment. I know there's a bunch of comments from a couple of days ago I need to get to, so I will do that. But again, thank you. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. Thanks again. We'll talk to you the next time.